my thought process has been changed. I feel like I'm thinking more logically, more critically, and it has like opened so many avenues inside my brain. Like the person I was a year ago is like completely different from the person you're witnessing at the moment. So yeah, it's been a transformational change, to be very honest.
My key takeaway was like it truly shaped me as a person. Before, it really taught me the attitude of not giving up. The rigorous classes we had and the course that we have gone through here, it was truly terrific. And the most important thing, I learned the meaning of risk, what actually the risk is, and it truly exists everywhere.
I'm from Northeast. There were people from Kashmir, there were people from South India, so it was diverse in that true sense. So getting the opportunity to, interact and make friendships with all these people was, actually a great experience.
The faculty here is not just your ordinary faculty. We get to learn so many things across so many industries, and it is like a practical hands-on learning.
So the best part about faculty is like the faculty who comes here, they're actually themselves practicing risk. They have been into those fields and they have been practicing risk all their lives. So they are providing us the real life knowledge all about risk and how like we are going to work in the corporates. They are actually making us corporate ready. So like that is one of the best part about faculties.
Good afternoon and welcome to the second of our podcasts in the series. Exciting as always to talk to our students, get to hear from them about their experience for the year that they were with us as they step out into, as they call it, the big bad world of the corporates. Obviously even more exciting because this is a cohort which coincidentally everyone's already placed. So congratulations all of you for having already crossed that sort of placement challenge or worry. So let me start with you, Harshdeep. You had a fair amount of work behind you, doing well. What was the trigger in your mind to think about saying, let me qualify myself in this domain of risk management?
First of all, thank you, sir. Considering the trigger point, I think the first company which I joined was Cognizant as a order management executive into the order to cash domain. I started to learn about how end-to-end operations in the order to cash functions work, and accordingly I was like keen on getting more interest into it. And post that I joined D-Board as a technical support, where I got the exposure of end-to-end operations regarding asset management and technical support, end-to-end monitoring of ATMs remotely, and pushing in the software updates and all those technical parts. So it was around 2023 where I was browsing through various colleges while I wanted to get into higher education, and then I coincidentally found about GRMI because it's a funny story. I was browsing through Facebook and I saw the ad of GRMI and I was said risk management and audit functions, and I got more interested into it, and then I went onto the website, I browsed through the curriculum, and I thought it aligned with my current skills which I already have. So just wanted to leverage the same, and hence I started inquiring about the program as well as the college, and I think rest is the history.
Terrific. I want to sort of switch to you, Saurav. You were already in the space of audit. You already had the strength of a brand behind you. So logically, you were kind of set up well to anyway do well in what you were doing. So it'd be interesting to hear your views as to what went on in your mind and how has it then sort of played out from the time you thought of the switch to what you've actually experienced through the year.
I mean, to simply put, I wasn't having enough fun back there. And this seemed much, more of a value-add role where I can be proactive rather than reactive. Because when I was working, yes, I was in a good job and the work was decent, but I felt it was more reactive. And, risk advisory kind of felt it will be more proactive, where I can actually add some value and, make certain impact, for better or worse. That was my trigger point, and I also had the opportunity to talk to a few alums or, colleagues who made the exact same transition I was considering. And I talked to them regarding the curriculum, regarding the faculty, and my entire intention was, how good the curriculum was in terms of giving the students domain expertise. That was my idea behind, before I kind of start my new career in this role, I wanted to know everything. I think GRMI has been able to fulfill that, and, I'm grateful for the choice I made.
Terrific. Shivani, what about you?
So I have done my graduation in BCom Honors, post which I was working as HR executive. There I found like my work was not that going great. So it was not actually me, it was my brother who was like, who has been so active on LinkedIn and all. So he found about this college, and from him I got to know about this college, and then I did my search, and then I talked to some of the alums also. Then I got to know about the course, and then I decided to join the college.
Interesting. Anjan, what about you?
After I did my graduation in the field of management studies, I worked almost 2 years in the financial services domain. And then while I was working there, I wasn't quite happy with the position I was in or the career trajectory I would be down the line, maybe 5 years or 10 years. And that is when I stumbled upon GRMI, where I could see myself entering into the consulting industry and grow myself there and become the person I am. That's why I am here.
Interesting. Then what I hear from all four of you is somewhere none of you seem to be enjoying what you were doing before. And actually, to be honest, it's such a common thread if you really look at it. And I really wish and sort of hope that all of you have actually got into a terrific brand now in your life. But I can still assure you that there will be moments when you won't like what you do going forward as well. Because that's the reality of any corporate life. It has its good days and bad days. So buckle up for it and don't expect such a happy ride there either. And I always say that, it's those who sort of tide over those tougher days that actually are happier. So coming to the more happy part of it, one thing that really is going to stay with you of your stay at GRMI outside of the classroom, and we'll soon come to what your academic experience was. But one thing that's really going to stay with you, a real sort of memorable moment, incident, experience, whatever.
I learned the meaning of the word agile and also, got the opportunity to learn to be agile in real world. So that's my main takeaway from GRMI, 1 year at GRMI. And I felt the course was reasonably well paced. There were classes, there was enough learning, but I also got enough time to work on certain areas that I was not able to do when I was working.
Sure.
So my experience inside the classroom as well as outside the classroom, both were really memorable and vibrant. I would say all the parties and fun we had both in the campus, outside the campus, interacting and creating bonds with our friends as well as connecting and communicating with industry leaders. Those were really fabulous moments for me.
Terrific. Harshdeep?
I think apart from the classroom teaching, my thought process has been changed. I'm currently feel like I'm thinking more logically, more critically, and it has opened so many avenues inside my brain. The person I was a year ago is completely different from the person you're witnessing at the moment. So yeah, it's been a transformational change, to be very honest.
Terrific.
So apart from the classroom learning, my key takeaway was it truly shaped me as a person. Before, it really taught me the attitude of not giving up. The rigorous classes we had and the course that we have gone through here, it was truly terrific. And the most important thing, I learned the meaning of risk, what actually the risk is, and it truly exists everywhere. So it has been one of a journey.
Super. So I want to continue with the part that you referred to, which was the fun quotient of it. I'm going to take you all back to the batch trip that hopefully all of you will remember for the longest time. So just share what was a batch trip like.
It was a roller coaster ride, right from arranging the trip, fixing hotels, accommodations, the vehicle to travel on, and connecting with all the batchmates to bring them together. And then, party as always, like the motto of GRMI, work hard, party harder. And that has always remained both inside and outside the classroom.
Sure. Shivani, your memories from the trip?
We enjoyed the trip a lot, but I think more than staying there, we stayed on a bus. We actually enjoyed our journey very much. The bond we had gotten there, the connections we made there was truly memorable, and I'll remember that for life.
I think with regards to bus, I would like to say, apart from my motion sickness, trying to not puke at all throughout the journey was a fun trip that we had. Mukteshwar, Nainital, those waterfalls, visiting the temples and the bonfires at the night. Yeah, all those was going to be very memorable, and yeah,
It was really memorable. I mean, the views were amazing, the people were even more amazing, and there was a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and fun memories.
Terrific. I think that's the one thing I always say that, these are memories that today feel like, yeah, there was just another trip. But when I now talk to the first batch which we started this, batch 12, 5 batches back, when they reminisce about the trip, it's a very different feeling because it takes them back in time. So I really hope that all of you sort of continue to take those memories forward. Because the other thing which I want to really hear from all of you is that what's been the network that you all have created amongst your batchmates? What's your take on it? Do you feel like you've actually now got, because you'll forever remain batch 16 of GRMI, right? That no one's going to take that away from you. No matter which part of the country or in the world you might be in, which organization, what role, you will remain batch 16 of GRMI. That's the one common thing about all of you, right? So how has that sort of batch bonding, batch network experience been?
GRMI's alumni has been, the brand ambassador of the institute, right from entering the institute, even before that, making decisions to come to GRMI and take up the program. We interacted with alumni and got feedback from them. We saw where their journey started and where they are now. That also, coincided with what I or we as batchmates wanted to do in our future. They have been doing amazing now. We wish to do the same, follow their journey, and create a legacy for GRMI behind.
Sure. So Harshdeep, a bit more on, as I said, what's been the batch network, the feeling of we are batch 16 of GRMI?
All of us come from different backgrounds, so there was like a coexistence that was needed. So initially we had our times, but then gradually we went into the process and into the program. We got to know each other, and obviously, as Anjan has mentioned, we have been in touch with all the alums of GRMI and how they have put up a benchmark with regards to all the activities that those are being done by the batches, and we also intended or tried our best to put up a benchmark as a seniors for the next batches. It was a very good journey so far, and we all of us coexisted, had our moments academically, extracurricular activities, in campus, off campus. Yeah, so it was a fun journey. Yes.
What's been your experience, sort of?
The batch was diverse in the true sense, not only in terms of education background or work background, but we have people coming from, I'm from Northeast, there were people from Kashmir, there were people from South India, so it was diverse in the true sense. So getting the opportunity to, interact and make friendships with all these people was, actually a great experience. And apart from that, work background wise and education background wise, there were people coming in from all those different domains and functions. So again, there was learning in that as well. We got to know how those particular domains work and were their plans, why they intended to come to GRMI and pursue this particular program, what were their plans. You can say there was some kind of cross-functional learning in terms of career planning or what we want to do next.
We spoke about networking, we spoke about the fun quotient, the batch trip, but just that people don't sort of forget the fact that it's academically as focused and as important and rigorous. Why don't you talk a little bit about what's been your experience, Anjan, with faculty, curriculum, intensity? What was the classroom life all about?
Faculty-wise, I would say we got to learn from the top-notch faculties of the country. The knowledge that they possess and the knowledge that they impart really impacts us in the sense that what we learn in the curriculum is directly applied onto the job, and that really helps all the students, whoever come here to successfully get into the jobs that they desire in.
Terrific. Harshdeep, what's been your in-class experience?
So in class training, I would define as on-job training, because our faculty obviously consisted of all the industry leaders from all over consulting firms and other domains, and yeah, it was like, and we got so much exposure to so many subjects as well as knowledge that they possess. And with regards to all like internal audit, ERM, TPRM, all of faculties, that is actually one of the very good USP of GRMI, that the faculty here is not just your ordinary faculty. We get to learn so many things across so many industries, and it is like a practical hands-on learning.
So whenever I talk to people, planning to come to GRMI or even juniors, this is the first thing that I mention. The strongest point of GRMI would be its faculty and its curriculum. I mean, we had hardly a few people or few faculty who came from academia. Rest of them were, almost every one of us were industry leaders or working, at the top of the, I would like to say food chain. So, you get real world perspectives and also, learn from their actual experiences on the job. And one of the things that I was surprised personally during the tenure was, I used to ask myself, why would all these people, come here and spend so much time taking all those questions, because they were already doing very well in their career. And this is something, you can consider as an USP of GRMI, because despite being, the leaders they are or the CXOs they are, they will take all your questions. They will, put enough time and efforts to, give us the real world exposure that we will be needing going into the corporate world. So that's something truly amazing about GRMI.
Sure.
So the best part about faculty is here are like the faculty who comes here, they're actually themselves practicing risk. They have been into those fields and they have been practicing risk all their lives. So they are providing us the real life knowledge all about risk and how like we are going to work in the corporates. They are actually making us corporate ready. So like that is one of the best part about faculties.
Sort of continue to build on that. The other aspect, which I believe, as in we've heard from your seniors and now our alums, as you all walk into that category now, is the fact that the industry leader or the leadership talk series that we all run, how has that experience been? Again, all of you sort of contributed in various ways in those discussions also. What's that experience been all about?
Amazing perspectives. I mean, the recent industry session that we had, industry leader session that we had, one of the things that the person said kind of stuck with me. He distinctly said that the biggest thing in your career that you can make right now is, standing still or being still. That is something that stuck with me, and that is something that I'm going to take away, as one of the best leadership sessions or learnings from leadership session. And apart from that, there were sessions throughout the year. I can't even count them at this point. Everyone came with diverse perspectives, extensive experience, and it was, great learning to hear from all those people.
Sure. Shivani?
So the sessions actually helped us deep diving into the risk. So the best part about these sessions are they just don't teach us about only risk. They actually taught us about like how do we become as a person. So like one of the quotes that is stuck with me from the last session is one of the directors has said that you are the CEO of you. So that has really stuck with me and I would like to carry forward that thought with me.
Terrific. Anjan?
We have been interacting with industry leaders both from the consulting domain as well as from academia throughout the tenure of our course. When we look at ourselves and reflect on how we want to be when we grow up to the positions we aspire to be in, we actually sometimes are unable to process how the thinking should be molded in ourselves so that we can reach up to that level or climb that career path, I would say. Interacting and communicating with the leaders really gives us that perspective as to how one should carry forward themselves and present themselves in the real world, in the corporate domain.
So I heard all of you earlier reference the fact that you were well and truly a diverse group academically, a diverse group from where you come from. So I'll just go around the group and sort of ask, how was settling down in dusty Gurgaon, coming from a far, far more exciting northeast part of the country? And then I've been fortunate to travel that part of the country extensively, so I know how delightfully beautiful it is and how different it is from Gurgaon. So how was your experience settling down?
I mean, technically I'm a Delhite. I have been here since 2019. So for me, it was not that kind of a shock, because when I was working, I was, my office was based out in Gurgaon. So I have had, all those experiences and troubles of living in Gurgaon. So it was kind of easy for me. But that being said, definitely excited to leave Gurgaon and join wherever I'll be joining very soon. But again, yeah, it's, good.
Interesting. So what about you? Mumbaikars have their own challenge of accepting that life can exist outside of Maharashtra. You've now lived a life outside Maharashtra for a year. So what's it been like?
So yeah, it was like the first time I was about to leave Mumbai, like 26 years of my age. I was schooling in Mumbai, college in Mumbai, my job was in Mumbai. So initially it was like an overwhelming experience. When I came to Gurgaon, I was very scared. I was very, in a way, I was not really keen on interacting with people more. So Gurgaon served me very well. Considering I am a Mumbaikar, obviously I will miss vada pav and other street food that I used to have in Mumbai. But every city has its own flaws, pros and cons. And Gurgaon has given me so much, this experience, this 1 year of course, meeting so many new people, and of course, more importantly, the learning which I will take from here. I still remember my mom saying me this before leaving for Gurgaon is, don't forget the city that has given you a job or an experience that you will keep it with you for the lifetime.
So let me come to you, Shivani. If I remember correct, you originally come from the northern hilly terrains, delightfully beautiful. Grown up at Indore, which is just about as delightful from whatever I remember of my visits to that city. So certainly Gurgaon did not sort of in any way sort of match up to that. So how was your experience?
So initially, as you know, like I come from Indore, which is also known as the cleanest city of India. So it was quite a transition for actually me to settle in here. Talking about food, I actually did not like the street food here at all. But eventually dosa has become my savior here. I just eat dosa here. And friends wise, like my best friend already lives here. So it was good.
Moving on to, I guess, what should be at this point in time the high point of your lives. I started by saying all four of you are placed. Very honestly, try and express that feeling when you first got to know that you've cracked it. Just try and sort of go back in time that day, which is not too far back, when you just read your name or heard your name. The fact that you've got to an absolutely aspirational organization, an organization that I guess many of you may not even have thought about if you went back in time a year. Just let that emotion come out in terms of what was that emotion.
It was really an emotional day for me getting placed in the company where I always desired to be, right from joining the institute. And that has been one of the fantastic things about both me and the institute, that from both the ends, we have been able to come together to get into the place where, I desired to be in. Now, looking back and reflecting on that day, it was really filled with excitement. I was nervous, scared, but after knowing that I got into the place where I wanted to, I was really relieved, and now I'm looking forward to contribute and grow there.
Terrific. And I know you guys are not taking the name, but I'm happy to share that the firm that you are going to, I still will not name it because this isn't a marketing campaign for them, but 1/3 of our alums are actually in that firm. And obviously it is the largest, but you are actually now becoming part of a GRMI alum family in that firm. It's the largest number of students who come from one single institute. So you guys really will be part of a massively impactful group in that setup. So it's the pure emotions reactions, however.
So like this is the moment that it all boils down to. I mean, it was like a dream come true. I still remember I was asleep. I got a call from a few of my friends from the batch saying that you have been selected for this particular role. And I started out crying as in, so Tejas, my roommate. So I just hugged him for 10 seconds. I started crying, and it was like a moment I had never imagined ever in my life. The first person I called was my mom. Spoke to her on the video call. A mix of emotions. Because eventually when I came here, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And also, I won't name the company as you said, but one of the highlight moment of my life at GRMI would obviously be winning the case competition for this particular company. So this company in general is very near and dear to me. I feel like there's a personal connection with this particular company, and getting a job here itself is honestly a dream come true.
Fantastic. Shivani.
When the result was announced, I was not at the campus. I was outside the campus, and like my friend, she called me, and I just came running all over here, all teary-eyed. I was like not in a state to utter a word also. You congratulated me. I didn't even say thank you because I was not in the state to say thank you also. Everyone was clapping for me, and that moment, I didn't capture it, but it will remain in my head for life. And then I just went to the washroom. I cried for straight 10 minutes and then came back, wished everyone. And then I said thank you to them also. So it was a moment I'll be grateful for my life.
Terrific. Sort of.
It felt like a conclusion to whatever efforts we put in as a batch, and I was really happy that it was not just a number of us got in, and I'm just happy that I'll be going to office with my friends that I spent the year with.
Terrific. So, happy souls, and that's not the reason why I asked this, but you all went through a difficult decision process when you chose to, join GRMI. There were options. Some of you were giving up your jobs, no matter whether you're happy or unhappy, irrespective, you were giving up a job. So what would that one piece of advice be from you all to future students who have to go through that same decision curve that you all did a year back? So what would you have to tell some of the future prospective students who explore GRMI?
While I decided to join GRMI, I was in dilemma that if I am making a wrong choice of quitting a government job and coming to the institute to climb up in the corporate ladder. However, my advice to everyone, whoever wants to succeed in their life, would be just follow your passion.
Harshdeep.
One advice I would like to give is be focused, work hard, put in the efforts. It's going to be very rigorous, not just be academically focused, but as well as try to focus on extracurricular activities, because that is what is going to give an holistic and a comprehensive view of what GRMI truly is going to offer you during this 1 year.
Sure.
I don't think I'm the right person to talk about decision making, but I have something to say for people who have already crossed that particular bridge and they are in the program or they have considered joining the program. Come here with a little bit of motivation, with a little bit of drive, and GRMI will provide the resources. You can be the best version of yourself. Just bring that little bit of motivation and drive and you will be kind of sorted.
Terrific. Shivani.
Come prepared. Be ready for the rigorous classes that are going to held here. Stay motivated, stay consistent throughout the course, like without giving up till the end, so you will make it through.
So let's wind this up with a fun session, fun sort of piece, which is when we're rapid fire, define in one word, how was the program, how were your batchmates, and what was your experience at GRMI? So again, program, batchmates, experience, Harshdeep.
Program transformative, batchmates legendary, experience eventful.
Shivani.
Program rigorous, batchmates diversified fun, and experience was surreal.
Program, I would say dynamic, batchmates crazy enough, and experience quite memorable.
Program insightful, batchmates would be supportive, and experience would be vibrant.
Terrific. Thank you, students. It was an absolute pleasure for me to host all of you. And it happens to be a time when we're just a day away from farewell for all of you tomorrow. A day that I guess, again, becomes very, very special. It's special for us as we officially kind of say bye to all of you. It's always tough. Byes aren't easy. And yet, it really, really sort of marks that day when you well and truly step into your future world. So all the very best for your future career. Continue to be terrific brand ambassadors of the Institute, as you all, I'm sure, will be, and be super successful in whatever you do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.